Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Appalachian Cryptid Encounters. So, I recorded some footage this week, and I happened to catch some good footage on my Rebel camera. And this image here I'm going to show you is the clearest. Well, it's the best up close image I've ever gotten of a baby Sasquatch. Check him out, man! It is just amazing. He's eating on a honeysuckle. So I'm going to go to Mark up here and show you what he's doing here. So we got the Sasquatch right here, right? The baby. You can see his hair's uh, real fluffy. And then you got his eyes, his little tiny nocturnal shade lenses on his eyes, right? And there's his nose. And there's his mouth. Now, he's got his hand. His arm goes like that, and you see his fingers wrapping around the vegetation, and there's his other finger, right? There's his knuckles right there to his thumb, and he is pulling this honeysuckle to his mouth, and he's eating it. Look at that. Absolutely amazing. And the color of his hair is just, he blends so well. Now, he's not alone by no means. Um, Also, I forgot to show you, he's got his little foot. Uh, he's got his little foot propped up right here, like that. And then, also as well, there is another little baby right here on the back of him, riding on top of his head. And you can see his eyes up here like that. He's kind of looking up like that. Now, uh, this one here is most likely last year's baby, and then this one here is this year's baby. Relatives. And then the father, you can't really see him that well, but he's right here. You can see his shade lens, his eyes open on this one, and then there's his nose and his mouth, and then his hair's up here. Yeah, he's tinted green. He's already used the tree sap and fluids and stuff, and stained himself pretty good. But this little juvenile is absolutely amazing. That is fantastic footage right there. And there might even be a little one right there. I can't tell. But I think there might even be another one right there. Little baby. Um, it might be part of, actually, I think that's part of his, those are not, that's part of his skin. They have like little knots on their skin. I don't know if that's where it comes or what it's about, but it's got something to do with their camouflaging that they use, I think. I've seen it on other footage. They're like that. And there's like a series of 6 or 8 of them down each side of their arms and then down their legs. But yeah, that is neat. He is adorable looking. That's the closest image I've ever gotten of a baby juvenile. Absolutely fantastic. Now I got some more images of him at different points, like where he's turned his head and whatnot. Let me see. Sasquatch right there in the vegetation. They hide so well in the vegetation. You know, honeysuckle patches is what they're in. Look at this guy. Check him out. Um, okay, now this one right here, I know you've heard me talk about the little hobbit bears, the messenger ones that fly around, they glide around. Well, this is one of those little guys, and he's resting on a leaf here. You'll see uh, his little nocturnal shade lenses are right there, and there's his face, his nose, his head. Uh, he's hanging out right there. Now he's in this like wrapped up in this like cocoon like little thing. Uh, let me see if I can. I got some more footage on right here. Is the image right? So right here is the that little juvenile that I was able to get very close to. Look at that. Okay, there's the image of the juvenile, of the baby juvenile. But when you look over here, down here on the right, way down here, look at this. You see that little hobbit there? Look at him right here. Tiny little guy. And then people wonder why we don't get to uh, see these little beings, see Sasquatches in the forest and stuff. A lot of it is due to these little beings um, communicating all over the forest, flying around, gliding around, easily mistaken. You never see them. Very seldom do you see them, but they are there. And it's these little guys right here they get further development in those marsupial pouches on the nose of the Sasquatches. But if you look right here, and then eventually it seems like they lose their ability eventually because I've seen a couple of them that go from not being able to glide to just being they lose the ability. They grow out of it. Like right in here is, let me see something here. So this thing right here is, I think, is where their little wings are, right there. And I was shining so bright, I had the light right on. And I think this right here is his leg right here. The other one goes that way. Now there's more in the footage here. Um, just have to spot them. They're laid out on these leaves here. I think there's one right there. Tiny little guys. There's one right there. You see his legs sticking out right there. Okay. You can't really see it, but right there is one of them with his wing showing right there. He's right here. Let me do a little markup. You can see his little wing right here. There's his face. He's looking down right there. One of his wings on his back. I got a couple more footage to show you here. Let me see. So that's the baby juvenile. You can see his right eye starting to open up there a little bit. And then here's another juvenile right beside him, but he's well concealed there, but he's right there. And then the adult is right there in the back, right there. Okay, let me go back to this other footage that I got. I wanted to show you. Oh shit. Bear with me here, just a second. Okay, here's a little one sitting on the vegetation right there. He's hard to see, but you can see him sitting there. That picture there ain't too good. Okay, here we go. Right here is where we need to be. Just a second here. Okay, you can see this little juvenile. He's resting on a tree limb, right? And now he's that smoke gray looking color, right? But this little Sasquatch here, he was one of the ones that take flight, but he doesn't have the ability now, but he's still light enough that he can lay out on like tree branches and whatnot. But you can see his hip here, see his foot, his other leg right there. He's straddling the tree branch, and then there's his head, there's his face. And he's got another little Sasquatch with him right here facing the opposite direction. Alright. He's one of the ones that can fly. And then there's another little one right here. Well, technically glide, but there's three little Sasquatches on that branch right there. Check him out. Just resting there. Alright. Let me see. Let's see if this is it. Yeah. Here's another one that was also one of those little Darrow Hobbit guys. And you can see him, he's standing on a tree leaves. He doesn't weigh much at all. But look at his little feet right here. Like that. And he's got another little Sasquatch. He's kind of like the what they call them, translucent kind of, but it's right here. holding on to his back right here. See him right here? He's got his little eyes. I don't think it's necessarily like a translucent, but they stain their hair and stuff, and it reflects light so well that's what we got going on there. You can see he's gripping him here, and what he's doing is he's pulling down. He's got his arm up here, and he's pulling down on this leaf, giving this guy a drink of water right here. And I got another image. I'll show you that he's drinking water off a leaf. Um, I'll show you this a clear image of it. Let me see here. Here's another one. Look at this tiny little guy on a leaf. This one here still got his little wings. You can see his wings there. Here's his little head. You see he's smiling right there. Here's his nose. Those nocturnal shade lenses. Look how he's gripping that leaf right there. Holding on. And then he's got his other leg this way and his other hand this way. But right here is those little tiny wings that's on his back. Right there. Check him out. Holding on, smiling. Absolutely amazing find. And the leaves were blowing that day, and luckily when it blowed over, I was able to even catch him. Catch an image of him. Okay, I'm going to go back to finding that one where he was drinking water. Just a second here. That one. Well, I don't know where it's at. That sucks. Here we go. Let's see if I can find a better frame of it. I had a clear image of it right here, I think. Okay. You can see here. Let me do the markup. You can see this little guy on his back. He's got his hand up here, and he's pinching this leaf right here. And he's leaning this leaf down this way to where the water's coming off the leaf into his mouth, and he's got his lips up there to catch the water off the leaf. Look at that. To get a drink. You just can't hardly see his arm because of his camouflage, but you can see the hairs on it right there. His arm coming up here. You can see the little thumb right there. Getting a drink of water. Absolutely amazing. What's amazing is that they don't have any weight to them at that age, to where they can just stand on tree branches, light tree branches and whatnot at that age. Now this is just a one species of Sasquatch. This is not The full grown ones weigh 1,000 pounds. This is more of the smaller stature ones, like the hobbit-sized Sasquatches. Um, and then you got the Darrow Sasquatches, and I think these two are an offshoot of both of those. And they've gained that gliding ability because they're lightweight. And that's one of the reasons why nobody's seeing these Sasquatches, because these little beings here, they're very light, hard to see, and they can travel the forest faster than anybody. And that's whenever you walk into the woods, they know you're there immediately. And that's why you're not getting a jump. Nobody's getting a jump on these Sasquatches, because they know you're there immediately. That's their neck of the woods. That's their turf. That's their domain. And we go into those areas because they allow us to. Anyways, I'd like to welcome all my new subscribers. Like, subscribe, ring the bell. Peace.